going to take much longer? I've got work to do.
No, this is the last question.
Alright, quickly.
Right, okay, alright. How did you use new media technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages?
New media technologies?
That's what it says.
Technologies? That was just a huge part of the whole process. Technologies were used throughout. We needed them to make the piece a success. For instance, we'll start with the planning. For one big media technology that was used in the planning stages was YouTube. This was used by the director to look at certain features which we wanted to use in our trailer, for instance, the sort of characters, the costumes, that sort of thing. Another part of the research that the director and the team went into was the location, which we wanted to keep in an 80s era. The director used the Google Street Map view, which they looked at all the locations in the surrounding area which they wanted to film at, to make sure that the location was the right kind of, had the right kind of facilities and area that made it look in the 1980s. The director also researched into props that were used throughout the trailer. The internet was used for this to make sure that certain props like guns, and drugs and the blood, they needed to make sure that these props were right and mixed in with the action genre. The director and his team also used the internet to research into other things such as camera angles that were prominent in action genre films. We needed to make sure that for certain scenes and certain scenes that the angles that we used brought the right kind of emotion to our target audience. The director also looked at existing trailers and existing magazine covers. This was really important because it helped them produce their own magazine covers and their own trailer, using certain features from them and expanding on them and developing them. The director and his team also looked at existing magazine covers and posters. This helped us because for our deconstructions we could look at the features that they included and use them to deconstruct our own magazines and posters.
Wait, sorry, that's a bit confusing. So what you're trying to say is that you've looked into existing posters and things like that to influence...
we wanted to take inspiration.
Right, okay. Understood. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
The director also researched into a piece of software called SurveyMonkey, which is used to complete and construct questionnaires. This was extremely useful as we could use this software to construct our own questionnaires and send them out to people in our specific target audience so they can give their responses to our trailer and what we can improve.
Okay then, so how did you collect the results in? So how did you produce the results to analyse?
Once we emailed the questions to our target audience and we would give them a deadline by which to complete these questions. They would then email back their responses. We would then move these onto a Microsoft Excel sheet which we would then put together all of the answers into certain tables, which we would then see what we needed to improve mostly and just have an overall kind of feeling of what we did wrong and what we did right. Okay, is that enough research?
Well, I'd say yeah, that's all you've got.
Okay,
If you'd like to move on to construction.
Construction, okay.
Yes, making the product, making the trailer, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, well, the editing software, for example. Doing this, we used the editing software of Sony Vegas, which was a piece of editing software that was really highly regarded and would really work well with our kind of genre of film.
So, what did you actually do in Sony Vegas? What did you do with the film?
Once we've completed the film, or scenes of the film, we would import these into Sony Vegas. this would then come up on some sort of timeline where we would go through it and pick out the clips that we wanted, that we didn't want, edit out bits, add in certain effects, certain images, maybe some text slides to just invigorate and improve the piece as a whole.
Is there any other constructions, such as the magazine cover and poster, that you use technologies in that you want to comment on?
Yes, for the magazine cover and the poster, we would take a picture of the chosen, what we wanted.
What were the pictures you used?
Yes. And then, we would convert these pictures that we took into a JPEG, and we would put these onto Photoshop. We would then add in certain effects, certain fonts, titles, images that we thought would improve the piece and portray it as a 80s action genre style. Okay, is that all for construction?
I'd say that's all for construction. We've just got planning and evaluation stages left, but I'd go with planning first. So planning's maybe anything to do with locations, character profiles, storyboarding, anything you've done, any technologies you've used there.
Okay, the production team would go to certain locations to find out if they were the right kind of locations for our product. They would take the pictures of the locations and they would take them back and they would upload them onto the computer and analyse them to see if they were really what we wanted. You mentioned the storyboard.
Yep, the storyboard. Anything you've used in that technology-wise?
Yep. During the storyboard, we would construct how the whole story we wanted to go, so we could follow it during the filming process. We would use certain pictures from certain locations, certain characters, and text to give us the idea of what we want to do in this film. Also, in the planning process was the creation of character profiles. We would use the internet for fake name generators, backgrounds, personalities, that sort of thing, to create individual character profiles for each of our characters. We would have pictures of each of the characters as well, so the audience would have an idea of each character as an individual. We would also research into the certain stock characters of an action genre film from such films such as Ashes to Ashes.
How did you access those films?
We would access them through the internet, through YouTube, where we would look at certain maybe trailers or certain clips where they would show each certain character to the audience in order for them to know what they were like, so we could use that and put it into our piece. Was there one more you said?
Yes, the last one is the evaluation stages. So I understand you recorded your evaluation videos, yes, so any technologies again that you've used in the recording of those videos?
Yeah,
and production of those videos?
We recorded our evaluation using a camera where we would go to a particular location and we would film our evaluation. We would then put these onto the editing software where we would construct these by adding in certain text, certain pieces of music, other pictures from our ancillary texts or our trailer in order to give our interpretation.
Sorry, once you've actually produced the videos, how did you show them into relation to the rest of your tasks? Did you put them on a disc with the trailer, or?
We would render these and upload them onto YouTube, where we would embed these into our blogs using the embed code.
Alright, so they're included with the rest of your project?
Yes.
Okay, is that anything else?
I think that's the overall evaluation stage, isn't it?
Yeah, alright, well then that's the end of question 4. Thank you very much for your time and help.
Yeah. Fine, Toby, now you've used up all of my time.
Yes, please go and get on with your police work.
Thank God.
Bye.